Disclaimer: the contents of this podcast do not constitute medical or professional advice and do not reflect the opinions of the affiliates, promotional sponsors, or partners or advertising agencies, and only reflects the opinions of the members and guests. This podcast contains explicit content and offends everyone equally. VTSR expressly disclaims any and all liability relating to any actions taken or not taken based on any or all contents of this podcast. We disclaim any responsibility. Listen at your own risk. Main sponsors: Nous Defions Group LLC for all your training, consulting, and special operations solutions needs for military, law enforcement, and private clients. Uptown Auto Glass for all your glass needs located in Columbus, Georgia.
And sing a gunfighter lullaby.
Take it away, JP.
Everybody, this is like always JP Cervantes. You got Mike over there, and of course that voice that can never we can never get to be quiet, Nate. And of course we got our guest for tonight, Gary Brugman, and the man needs no introduction. I mean, he does go back to episode number 10. Listen to the episode so you hear the entire background about Gary. And this is a special episode because, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, but first, we're going to do a toast. Gary,
brother,
this is for you, brother. It took a long time, right, guys? It took a long time. We saw your struggles. We saw your posts. We all supported you, but it's finally done. You got pardoned by President Trump, and that is the shitsnits. Salud.
Fucking hey, brothers. Thank you. Cheers.
Gary. So we're gonna jump right into this, man. So tell me, what does it feel, man? It's like, how does it feel now?
Hey, real quick, JP, how you been, man? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go back to Gary.
Buddy check. Bro, let me tell you, I found out Wednesday night, the eve before Christmas Eve. And
I know, because my phone was blowing up.
Right. I was trying, you were the first one I was trying to call, brother. and I spent Christmas Eve in Fort Worth, and I came back Christmas Day. So from Christmas Eve that I found out to Christmas morning, I must have gotten about 500 phone calls. Till right now, I'm probably at almost 800 or 900 phone calls that I've gotten from people. And but Friday morning when I was driving back, it was a beautiful day out. And it was the first time I had driven since I got the news. And I'm about 10 minutes down the road, and my mom's sitting next to me, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I just realized I was enjoying the freaking day. I felt like a completely different person. And I've said this before, and it sounds kind of cliche, but the sky was bluer, the air was cleaner, the grass was greener, everything just looked and felt different. And I was driving home, and I was like, I didn't have a worry in the world, man. I mean, it was all gone.
You know what is funny?
Bitterness is gone.
Yeah, it's that weight in your shoulders, man. It's like, poof, you feel lighter.
Next month would have been 20 years that this incident happened, that I pushed this guy on the ground. It happened in January 14th of 2001. And I was brought to trial in October of 2002. I got found guilty. I stayed out on bond pending an appeal, and I lost the appeal in February of 2004. And then the next, like within 3 weeks, they came and kicked down my door and took me away. So,
man. Well,
and then
man,
I was in prison from 04 to 06.
It's over.
Go ahead, Mike.
It's fucking over.
I'm just blown away. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, man. I was laughing when you sent me that voice message, and you said, JP, everything is beautiful now. You go like, the clouds look beautiful. You said that the air smells beautiful. Even that dog shit on the side of the road is so beautiful. I just thought
that's some inner Bob Ross shit right there.
Everything's awesome, man. This whiskey smells better. This microphone smells. Everything's just a whole different color. Everything's great, man. I went to a Black Rifle Coffee the day because I was out that time. I said, you know what? I'm gonna grab me a freaking couple of bags of coffee, and I grabbed the coffee, and I was like, walked outside. And again, I've been there many times, and I walked outside and it just felt different. So I put up a little post about it. I was like, you know, it's amazing how beautiful the day is when you're free. When you're free, a lot of people in this country don't realize the freedom that they have, you know, and to live with that weight of being a convicted felon, especially when I felt I was doing my job, you know, I felt I was doing my job. It's just unreal after so long. And I've talked to a couple of guys that are like, man, I knew you deserved it, but I really didn't have a lot of faith that you were going to get it because you weren't one of, you know, Trump's cronies, you know, you weren't important enough. But I you know, I had a lot of help, and I guess I made enough noise to get his attention.
Well, I think it was, you know, what we were talking about before, you know, because we talk all the time, and we were talking about like, you were not high profile enough, if you would call it that way, right? You didn't make the news when you know what I'm saying? So, so that's the part that was really worrying us about it. We're like, man, he never made the news with his story like everybody else did, right? There were like big high profile people that made the news. You didn't. So it's like, man, are we gonna be able to make enough noise that are they gonna notice? You know?
Right.
Apparently we did.
We did. Hell yeah.
With the hashtag pardon Gary Brugman.
Dude, I put that on everything. It's like that. It's like the hot sauce. I put that shit on everything.
You know? I didn't care if I was posting a picture of spaghetti. Hashtag Gary Brugman.
That's right.
Pardon Gary Brugman.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is, like you were saying, I wasn't even like breaking news. I was old news. I was 20 years old news. Yeah. Actually, not even. I was like 15 years old because when this happened to me, nobody knew. I was already outside of prison when it became news because of these other two agents that this same prosecutor did, you know, Ramos and Compean, and he pardoned him the day before me. And there's one more guy we need to get pardoned. He's a sheriff's deputy in Rock Springs. His name's Gilmer Hernandez. And make a long story short, he pulled over a vehicle in his county 2 a.m, and it was a Suburban. It was loaded with illegal aliens. When he walked to the driver's side, they cut the wheel, took off. He took shots at the tires, which his department authorized. You know, he's authorized to do that. Bullet ricocheted, went through the cab, nicked an illegal alien's lip, a female. They all bailed out except for her. And he was cleared by his sheriff's office, the Texas Rangers, and the ATF as a good shooting. 10 months later, the same prosecutor that put me, Ramos, and Compean in prison went and prosecuted him for a civil rights violation. He spent 1.5 years in jail. So he's the last one that needs to be pardoned. And if we get him, then all 4 law enforcement officers that this prosecutor put in prison are out, and it's a big FU to him. You know what I mean?
You know, I will say,
this was the Bush administration.
I will say if 3 out of 4 already been pardoned, you should, you know. I'm just saying, and that also shows that the prosecutor obviously got something against law enforcement. Right,
exactly. But man, I'll tell you, it's a crazy feeling. And you know, I thought I was going to be jumping all over social media when this happened, but my phone has been blowing up, and I just kind of like covered down. I hunkered down. I was like, wow. I mean, it's still hitting me, bro. It's still hitting me. It's been almost 20 years.
Well, Gary, I can tell you the other day I was when found out about it on the 25th, I stopped by Charlie Mike's, and all the people that met you at Charlie Mike's, they send you a message saying, congratulations, Gary. But this guy right here was drinking too much, and I thought I recorded it, and I didn't. so my bad.
Surprise.
You pulled a Nate.
Hey, listen. My son is here, and he's my designated driver. I am taking every opportunity I have to go party without consequences of driving. All right.
I know I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So yeah, but everybody said congratulations, and they're happy for you. And by the way, what's her name?
Annabelle.
Annabelle is banned again, by the way.
You said for life this time, right?
For life. She's banned for life this time.
Oh man. Hey, well, you know what? As soon as I get the chance, I'm gonna go up there to Charlie Mike's and say thank you to everybody. So
yeah,
because I gotta get back up there. I've been dying to go back up there, but you know, I got my mom and I gotta figure out what to do. So
So Gary, is what I know is too early, but you had 20 years to think about, right? What am I gonna do if I get a pardon?
Yep.
So now that you got it, did everything just go like, oh shit, I made all these plans and I got no idea what I want now? Or do you go like, oh, I know exactly what am I gonna do?
No, I'm still trying to figure it out because I had so many things I wanted to do. I'm trying to figure out what the right path is. And I've actually been writing it down, trying to figure out what it is I want to do. Well, I know what I want to do. I want to get back into law enforcement in some kind of capacity, either as a reserve or full-time or whatever. But I need to figure out the long range plan because I got my mom. But at the very minimum, I'm already looking to register in the San Antonio College to get into the police academy. I'm going to pay and put myself through the police academy so I can get my Texas peace officer's license. And I know a bunch of police chiefs and sheriffs around here that'll bring me on as a reserve like that. So that's not even a problem. My other route is I need to see which federal agency will take me because I still have 16 years of federal time. I may have lost my retirement, but I still have the time. So if I can get into like a Federal Protective Service or the VA police or something like that and be a federal police officer, because I'm too old to go back into any kind of federal law enforcement agency because their mandatory retirement is 57 and I'm 54. So there's no way that's going to happen. But I could probably go into one of the not covered positions and do that. Or I have a really good chance of becoming a state game warden as well. That's another route I'm looking at. But right now I'm trying to figure out what the best one is. But yeah, it's crazy, you know, because as a reserve, I can continue doing my real estate and still be a police officer and serve, you know. So that's the route I'm going because I am
limitless opportunities.
I never finished serving, Mike. I never finished serving. So
I have to find me my house over there in San Antonio.
JP never finished serving either, so I mean, it's all right.
But look what are you talking about? I serve every day. I serve drinks. I serve. No, man, I hear you. I hear you. It's just I was just wondering, you know, because a lot of times, like especially, you know, when you're transitioning, and we talk about this all the time, is a lot of people they have all these plans they want to make as soon as they retire. And as soon as that they hit, they got no idea what they're going to do.
Right.
Like all their plans go out of the window or they completely deviate. So that's the only reason I was asking to see if you already knew what you wanted to do.
I've said this for a long time, and I've told a lot of people that I'm going to make them proud. Right. If I get this pardon, I'm going to make you proud. I even sent a message to the president, Mr. President, I'm going to make you proud. So now it's not time to put up or shut up. It's time to put up and shut up, you know? So, let me see, I found out Wednesday night, I got home Friday. So as of Saturday morning, I've been getting up early and doing my push-ups, my sit-ups. I've been jumping a little bit of rope. And for those of you that don't know, I haven't done anything since last year because I was in a big car accident. I had plates put in my neck and knee surgery, and I haven't been allowed to do anything. But all that's basically almost all over. I'm still in some pain, but I've been just vegging for almost a year and a half because I wasn't legally allowed to do anything. Couldn't go out for a walk, couldn't walk. So I got on a motorcycle the other day. I know it's not considered a bike ride, but I did go around the block a few times and took a little stroll down the street. I'm buying a bike so I can start getting the cardio in because I'm not a big runner, especially with my back. So I got to start doing that. And I've been keeping that end of the promise where I'm like, you know what? I'm getting out of bed now. I'm not staying in bed till 9, 10 o'clock in the morning just because I didn't have anything to do, you know? And even if I did have stuff to do, I didn't have to be up in the morning to do it. But now I'm getting up, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I've been doing that stuff. So I'm going to start hitting the gym and getting back in shape and start keeping these promises that I made.
Man, talking about getting back in shape, you should get Big Daddy Roughneck every morning to do it with you because
dude, that guy can't lift up a wet napkin.
We love you, Big Daddy.
My brother right there, bro. Although that Nate guy looks like this guy I've been looking for called Hashit's Me Drawers. I got him around, wanted to post around here somewhere.
Dude, we got to bring that back. That was hilarious.
Hey man, you said you're 54, but why do you look younger than Nate?
I'm not even Nate. I'm just some random Canadian that sat down. So just a test if JP can tell the difference between Canadians, and he can.
So
he told me too.
So listen, this is a true story, and I know.
No shit, there I was.
I know poor Mike, when he heard this, he's gonna say that freaking Puerto Rican. So Nate did the interview for episode 13, right? You heard about it? Did you hear episode?
I thought Nate was talking to himself.
No, so episode 13, and Nate, I go like, hey Nate, you got a picture of Mike, that way we can make the poster, and he said, well, check on his Instagram. So I go on his Instagram and I see the first picture of him, the second one, the third one. I go like, but there were not like there were other people in the pictures. I was trying to find one that he was alone, right? So I can put everything around it.
You need to get on my personal page, bro.
No, I did.
Mike Rude, not Mike.
No, Mike Rude from episode.
That guy with the medals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So episode 13. So I keep going. And I finally found one. So I screenshot it. I did all the art. I did all that. I sent it to Nate, and I go, hey, Nate, how does it look? Nate goes like, bro, that's not him.
No, I said it looks great. Only problem is that's not him.
They look similar. All freaking Canadians look alike. If you ask me, they all got beards. So I was like,
and they're pasty white.
Yeah, because their prime minister is a freaking douche and locking everybody down.
So I go like, well, you send me the picture then. So he sent me a picture like, oh, well, you see, he still looked the same. I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, man. Dude, you know what's really cool is that background that you got, Nate. Makes you actually look like you got the jester's hat on.
You like that?
Yeah, it looks like it's coming out from. It looks like
that's what he looks. That's what he looks every day.
Right.
All the time. I actually have little immigrants that follow me around holding the sign. So it's actually
Canadians are immigrants.
What, American immigrants?
Yeah, they're Americans that came up here. They're totally fucking confused.
Hey, before I forget, Mike, real quick, let's do a little promo. You're getting ready for the trade show, gun show?
Yeah, Fire Expo, the Firearms Industry Range Expo down in Immokalee, Florida, at Tradecraft Range.
Okay, let's do this properly. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and cover your mouths as your ears open up for the sweet sounds of this promotional spot as Mike takes us in.
Go!
Yeah, so third week of January is the Firearms Industry Range Expo, and it's supposed to be kind of like a Anthony Desario down there at Tradecraft Range and his crew. They're trying to put together hey, SHOT Show got canceled, so we're going to do this, and it's on the East Coast. Screw the mask policy, and so yeah, and anybody's welcome. So spectators are welcome. It's not like the SHOT Show where you have to be an industry partner or business owner. So yeah, it's forming up to be something pretty interesting. And I can see how it goes for like next year and the year after that, because we're going to have to bounce around the SHOT Show next year. But yeah.
So it's very similar to TriggerCon in the North, where it's open to anybody at any time. Yeah. Spectators
come out. There's going to be, obviously businesses. There's a 2-gun competition going on. I think there's even some paintball stuff going on. I mean, they got a lot of stuff going on for spectators and really trying to promote businesses. And I was lucky enough, Anthony reached out to me like post haste when they were doing it. So
it's kind of like my ex-girlfriend, open to anybody at any time.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for me, because
everybody's hitting that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I actually don't have an ex-girlfriend, but it was funny though. It was funny.
Yeah, something else that's an ex that I don't want to say. No.
Hey, and the thing is, one of the best things about this is I can vote again, right? Yeah, and I can puke you again.
Hold on, I have a question about voting.
I thought you need your green card to vote.
Yeah, and apparently votings don't matter in your country.
It don't. They don't. But I can now. I could be one. I could be. You know, they can falsify my vote about 5 times.
You see, I knew it. As soon as this whole election fraud started happening, I knew other countries were going to start talking shit about us. And there's the Canadian. There's the Canadian.
Yeah, look at the ass hat we voted for, though, right? Come on. We got nothing to say to anybody. Ronald fucking McDonald runs our country right now.
Look at the ass that's going to take our country. I'm not anymore. I can say whatever I want, damn it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, man. Woo.
Dude. All right, don't put me on that podium. I'll go on for hours.
So
the thing is, like around of that firearm expo is, you know, a lot of people don't realize what a big right that is. I haven't had that right for 20 years. You know,
you can carry now, can't you?
Yeah, you're allowed to touch firearms again.
I am.
Yeah. And bro, you got
I gotta tell you, I have to apply for a reinstatement of rights, which is, you know, they say usually takes about a week. It's like a thing you file.
You're in Texas.
Well, it's federal. It's federal. So, but however, I did go out and buy a Glock 45 today. They're holding it for me until I get
nice.
that. Yeah, the Gen 5 Glock 45 is gorgeous.
You need to come down to Fire Expo, man. I wish you could.
I'm going to try my best to be there. I'm going to try my best to be there.
I got some Delta Airlines credits I'll push your way.
Hey, I'll be there. I'll do my best.
You come hang out in my booth.
That's great shit there, Gary.
Dude, I mean, it's unreal. Such a weight lifted off my back, and I get my voting rights, I get my civil rights, I get my Second Amendment rights, and you know, when I was in the Border Patrol, I was a big shooter. I was on some teams, and I miss it.
So you get to vote on that bill that one Democrat representative of Texas is trying to take away the castle doctrine.
Yeah. That's not going to pass. That'll never happen. That'll never freaking happen. No, not in Texas.
Well, if you keep allowing people from California to move to Texas, it's going to happen.
Well, you know what? Everybody keeps talking about that, but the people that, I mean, for the most part, I mean, I can't say all of them, but for the most part, the ones that come here love the freedom that they have, you know, love the freedom that they have. Because I've met a few people that are bigwigs. Is like, dude, they're not that bad. It's like they've been freed from jail. I was like, you mean it's like they got a pardon? They're like, yeah, you know, they realize how it is and how business friendly this state is.
Yeah. One thing I can honestly say is when I traveled to the States, when that was a thing, I actually legit feel the safest in Texas because people don't fuck around the same way. People don't behave the same ignorant, arrogant way. And go ahead, put me on blast. I don't give a fuck. This is what I'm saying. Is when I'm walking around Texas, it is a different mentality than when I'm walking around Maine or the North and shit. Like it's even in my own country. I love Texas, Canada,
Southern Louisiana, Southern Alabama, and the Panhandle of Florida. Yeah, it's all the same.
It's so different. And when people are like, they're like, well, fellow Canadians are like, oh my goodness, you travel to the States, it must be so scary. And I'm like, well, first off, my nuts have dropped, so no, it's not scary. And second, I actually feel legit safer because people don't screw around the same way. People respect each other a little bit differently because they know that there's consequences for their behaviors. Here in Canada, we had, and this is how fucked up it is. We had a guy who drove around killing people in a day. For 25 people lost their life because not a single person had it ingrained in their head. This guy's trying to kill me. I'm going to fight back. And that is the mentality of Canada. And I have a point that I'm going with this. So when I'm walking around in the States, and especially Texas, I feel taller, relaxed, prouder, happy. I'm like, this feels right.
You mean taller than me?
Mike, I could be walking around on my hands and knees and almost look you in the eye. So
almost. Still shorter than me.
Which eye?
A little bit. So for me, that's how I feel when I'm in Texas. And listening to you tonight, Gary, from the last time we had you on and you know, the little messages back and forth and the shit talk that we do and you trying to pretend you control me and you can't, it just, your voice has changed. Your rhythm has changed. Your cadence has changed. You have the energy to you tonight of somebody who has just finished high school or just achieved the Olympic. Like I've been around Olympians. They their first gold medal. They're like, holy shit! All that time and energy and work has now paid off.
It's like you lost your virginity and you're
exactly. You know, and it wasn't to your sister this time.
This is night and day from the first one, where you were at all this tension,
right,
and anxiety about where are you going to go in the future. Now it's like limitless. It's
yeah, and that's how I feel walking around Texas when I leave my country. But when I leave my country that I love, Canada, and I go down to Texas, it's like I'm hanging with my mistress. Life is good. I got a bankroll like crazy, you know. I only imagine that's what JP feels like in his dreams. I'm just saying.
Well, Gary, one thing I noticed in your messages, you know, and for the people that don't know, Gary and myself, we message almost every day, and that's not gay. And if it is, well, then I guess we're gay.
Only if you wear gloves, it's not gay.
Anyways, we do it every day. And before December 24th, even though that you were positive most of the time, every day, at least one of those messages that you sent were kind of sad. Were kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what's happening, or I don't know, I feel down today. Like every single day, at least one of those was a bummer, right?
and that was me for 20 years almost,
but
bro.
Ever since the 24th at night, I haven't read one of those.
Nope.
You're like positive all the time, even that your mother, you know, with her condition and all that, your mentality changed. Like I'm with mom, I'm having a great time with mom, instead of like, I don't know what's going to happen with mom. Now you're like, I'm having a great time with mom, and I'm going to do this.
I actually found more patience with her too now. I'm not as irritable now. It's, you know, when she does things, I'm like, you know, I get upset, but I'm like, fuck it. You know, we'll fix it, mom. Don't worry about it, mamita. You know, I mean, I've got more patience with her, and you know, now that I've got this,
I met your mom like 100 times already, because every single time she don't remember who I am. Who's that?
They all look alike.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. She's
Mexican.
been excited. She's been excited about, 10 times already, because she don't remember that I got a pardon. She's like, really? It's like 51st dates all over again.
It's funny because you call me on FaceTime. You're like, hey, mom, it's JP. And she's like,
who? ¿Quién?
But yeah. ¿Quién?
Dude,
like,
you know what?
JP.
You know what?
Nice to meet you.
I should tell him you're my cousin Mi Ying from Salinas. You're like, hola, Mi Ying. How are you? Qué joven te ves.
Mike is like, okay, quit talking that Spanish shit.
No, but seriously, man, it seriously feels like I've been, I don't want to say reborn, but I mean,
oh, you are.
That's what it feels like. I mean,
yeah,
everything's different. Everything's different. My whole life just changed in an instant.
Hey, Gary, you don't have to predicate anything about the way you feel, man. It is what it is, man, and it's a glory. I can only imagine how glorious it feels. It's like that flag behind you is even brighter, just shining behind you now. That President Trump pardoned you. I mean, so I can only imagine. Don't apologize for anything. Let it roll, dude. Let it freaking be infectious and and hit everybody.
Right. And I got pardoned by the coolest president ever. And I guess to the people out there,
TV star.
I've been like, last time I was on this podcast, man, like a few days after I did this podcast last time, I was I told JP, I don't know if I told the rest of you, but I found myself down in the dumps, and I was sitting on the corner. I almost wrote a note. And when I said I was going to write a note, my phone dinged, and it was my Bible app that went off. And I looked up, and I went in, and it said, put all your trust in the Lord, put everything in the hands of God. And I was like, really? You're sending me a text?
You're sending me a text.
He's updated his system.
Right. So I was literally going to write a note, and I said, you know what? Let me put my freaking big boy panties on. I got up, I took a shower, and I went out about my day. But a few days after we did that last podcast, episode 10, I believe it was, where we were talking about veteran suicide, I was sitting on the floor contemplating it, because I was just at that point. And to the people out there, never quit. Never, ever quit, because this took me 20 years. This is 20 years out of my life I'll never get back. but now I got the rest of my life ahead of me.
Right, you were reborn.
And let me tell you, it's fucking amazing. It's freaking amazing. And I right now I feel like I can conquer the world.
You know, Gary, I never been in your position, right? But for the people that are listening, if you're a veteran, right, if you serve in the military, I think that the way I can see this is if you ever been investigated in a what is it, the
15-6.
Yeah, if you've been in a 15-6 investigation, just
Don't ask me how I
imagine
know.
that, but 20 times fold, right?
Yep.
Because the 15-6 only lasts for so long, and then they go like, okay, we close the case, and you're like, ah. But just imagine that 20 times fold. Of 15-6, you're gonna lose your career, your entire, your everything. And I don't know if they got this other Nate, Canada. 15-6 is when they're doing an investigation to try to find probable cause about something, and they appoint an officer to do that investigation. I don't know if they got that in Canada.
I've had at least one.
I mean, let me tell you, if you've been in the military long enough, you've been at least in one, even that you're not directly responsible, but you were with somebody who was, and you get pulled into the investigation, interrogated, right? but the thing is, when everything is over, you feel so much better, and I can only.
You still feel a little violated, but it's over.
Yeah, and I can see how Gary feels now, but 20 times fold, because he's been carrying this, and he did jail time, which a lot of people in a 15-6 don't do that, you know. So Gary, we are so freaking happy, bro, for you. You got no idea. I was so excited when you called me and you told me that. I literally started crying, and I will not feel bad about it. I fucking cried.
Thank you, man.
I took a knee, bro. I fucking took a knee. When we haven't even met in person, I just took a knee, and I was like, shit, good shit does happen.
Yeah,
it does.
I pulled security.
Say again?
I pulled security.
There you go.
He cried. He took a knee. I pulled security.
There you go, brother. I'll take
the tough guy. Bullshit. Pulling security going like this.
Yeah, I'm watching your 6, okay? I'm watching your 6.
You can't prove it.
But Gary, like you just said, you know, you said something important that goes back to why this podcast is all about, right? Is you said it took you 20 years, and we see a lot of guys struggling for a few months and they want to take their life. And, you know, so, hey, listen, it might not be quick, but things get better. Everything works out at the end if you give it time enough, right? You just got to suck it up.
That's 20 years of strength right there, mental strength.
And let me tell you, I've been rock bottom, and I've been this close.
I bet numerous times, I'm sure.
Yes, and you just got to keep going. And one big thing about it was I had a lot of people supporting me. I had a lot of veterans supporting me, a lot of law enforcement. I had a lot of people. Like I said, almost 800-900 phone calls since this happened. I didn't realize I had built up that much of a following when it comes to this. But one big thing is I also had faith in the Lord upstairs that it was going to happen, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew it.
Yeah.
And I got scared because I thought my chances just got cut back by 4 years to 78 days after the election. And I'm like, there go my chances. But I just pushed it even harder and prayed, and it happened.
They seriously need to change the definition in the dictionary of resiliency to Gary Brugman. That's the definition right there.
You know what? I'll second that.
Dude, that is nuts. That is insane. If you really break that down, 20 years of fighting that demon off daily, hourly, every minute, that is resilience to keeping that positive mental attitude towards, I know this is going to happen. It's going to happen. It just will. And that's that positive mental attitude that keeps people from, as JP always says, cashing out. And that is resiliency to a T right there, brother.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree.
And again, just never quit. And I know veterans come back from being downrange, and it's a whole different thing. But you know, we were all just doing our jobs. We're all just doing our jobs.
10,483,000 minutes that you processed this.
Did you really just add that up?
He just researched that.
Let me Google this.
Well, that's all I have to do here because I can't stay in the sun because we don't have any fucking sunshine up here. So yes, over 10 million minutes that you suffered and struggled with this in your sleep, in your waking moments. It's a thought that never left you, and you fucking dealt with it so much,
rip,
dude.
Bro, let it rip.
Like, you need to let this emotion out, Gary, because you've repressed this fucking.
And I'm just trying to get freaking Nate to stop talking, but
abdominal strength that you've come up with. Like, he started this. Mike started this fucking riverboat ride that we're on. The paddle's going. Gary, you have gone through more than most people do in prepping for fucking NASA to go to the fucking moon, bro. Most people do 5 years of the project. You know what? Fuck it, I'm done.
For the people that are listening and can watch, Gary just clears tears from his eyes, like
10 million fucking minutes worth of tears from his eyes.
I'm crying in humbleness and laughing at the same time.
Well, seriously. Oh, I'm going to be a scientist today. I'm going to go to school for 3 years, and I'm going to go to fucking be a wizard magician and fucking work at NASA. Oh, that didn't work out. 8 years later, go do something else. 20 fucking years, bro.
Yeah,
I cannot express how fucking badass that is.
And I've tried. Thanks, brother. And I've tried to stay on the right track. And you know, I've gotten 2 degrees since I've been out of the prison. You know, I got a bachelor's and an associate's.
That's freaking nuts, dude.
And I've had and lost businesses, and I guess the point I'm trying to make is, you know, never quit. Never quit. Lean on your fellow people, because I've leaned on a lot of people, man.
Right.
I've leaned on a lot of people, and sometimes more than once on the same person. You know, I've been flat broke. I've had 42 cents until next payday in 2 weeks. I've eaten. I've fed my family when I had the family. I've fed them ramen noodles because we didn't have nothing to eat. And now life is just good because you just continue, focus, and complete that mission. You know.
See, I know what I'm about to say. Nate's going to try to up me, but. I mentor a lot of young guys. I want to go in special operations, and I always tell them that, you know, this is my motto. You know, you hear people saying that people learn from their failures and it makes them stronger, but I hate that. I hate that way of thinking. I always tell them that failure is not an option. Period. You may not follow the same path. You might get diverted. You might get slowed down. Your final destination might change a little bit, but failure is never an option.
Nope.
And brother, you are I'm not talking about the resiliency, but you are. I can't. If I were to tell, I'm going to talk to these young studs. I'm going to say, hey, look up Gary Brugman. Look at his process. Look at his path to being pardoned, and that is failure is never an option right there. So man,
and it wasn't.
You know, Gary, one of the things I remember when we were talking and you said, damn, JP, if President Trump don't pardon me, I got to wait another 8 years because there's no way that the new president is going to pardon me. I remember when you said that, but I also remember when you said, well, I guess I got 8 years to prepare a better packet.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? And that's what it's all about. You didn't quit. You're like, if I got to wait another 8 years to present this to the next president, that's what I got to do.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, I love our country. I'm not bitter against the government because our country needs government, because look at how it's been without it. You know, it's been total chaos.
Yeah.
And out in the streets and everything. And I love our government. We need government, but you know, I'm not even sure I wanted a pardon from the incoming president. You know, he'd be like, well, I pardon you. I'd be like, no, shove it up your ass. You know, so that not only did I get a pardon, I got a pardon that I appreciate from a president that I loved too, you know, which makes it even that much better.
So tell me the truth, Gary, when you meet him, are you going to kiss him?
Maybe. Yes. Maybe. Dude, I'm gonna see if I can get a lock of that hair so I can come up and just like
give Ronnie an extra squeeze for me.
I have DNA so I can like build my own Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I can create my own Donald Trump.
A mini me.
You gotta wear a helmet cam when you meet him, so you can kiss him. And go like,
And the glasses with the cam, so he
yeah,
doesn't
you
know.
got it on video.
Well,
my
I
God.
don't know if y'all know who Christopher Martini is. Christopher Martini's been talking to me. Yeah, well, Chris is in DC when I'm going to be there, and I'm trying to see if I can get him in because he wants to film everything. He wants to film it. He wants to do a documentary on my story.
Oh,
So-
that will be great, man. That will be awesome.
But I'm trying to, I don't know if I got that kind of juice because I got invited like, hey, can I bring a camera crew? So I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to give it my best shot because, if
Yeah,
not, we'll still be there.
You obviously have enough
He's got an
juice, you got
iPhone.
fucking
Let him
partner.
rip.
Yeah, I was in Capitol Hill about three weeks ago, and let me tell you, we were trying to get somebody in that was not in the list, and that didn't happen.
I know.
So, Gary, you need to fly me in because I have this innate ability to get in wherever the fuck I want.
No, you won't. Not
Yeah.
Now with
not
a
in that
Canadian
building.
passport.
Not in that building.
Just don't speak
Denied.
English. Hey, we've already burned down the White House twice before, so they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll let you in."
What movie are we talking about?
What?
Oh,
What's that?
So what movie are we talking about?
It's called
This Olympus
True Fact
Has Fallen?
History. Yeah,
Olympus
Olympus
Has
has fallen. It was a bunch of Canadians in a rowboat. We burned it down.
Hey,
White House down.
Just so you know, I don't like those kinds of movies.
Yeah.
White House in the boot.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude, but yeah, it's just been unreal ride, and I went out today, and everything's just great. I have nothing to complain about right now. Nothing to complain about. Wish my mom was healthy. That's not a complaint; it's a wish. But I got nothing to complain about, and life is good, and I'm looking forward to every day now.
Awesome.
Whereas before, I'm like, can't wait till this day's over, and tomorrow's over, and next day's over. Now I'm actually looking like I can't wait for the morning.
And now it's like every day goes by way too fast to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I get
So
it.
I was driving. I was coming back from running some errands, and it was like 6:15. I was like, "Oh, man, that went by quick. I got the podcast to do. This one tonight." I was like, "I better get my ass home because I didn't forget. I just didn't realize what time it was because everything's perfect for me right now. I couldn't ask for anything else."
Well, Gary, January, depending on a pending contract I got, second week of January, if that contract don't go, I'll be hanging out with you in San Antonio and having a few drinks. How about that?
Bring it. Let's do it.
And we still got the Panama trip and the Colombia trip to do.
Second
Yes,
week of January?
that's still
What's
on.
that?
Second week of January?
Yeah, second week.
Let me know as soon as that happens. I'll book my flight.
Yes, let's do it. Oh,
Sorry, Nate.
Canada, can you fly?
Yeah, I've been working on my arms. They're getting bigger and stronger.
He's just gonna walk right through TSA right there.
But I will be down there in April
Hey,
if anybody cares.
Hey, JP, you and I can do an on-the-spot podcast without Nate.
Yeah, actually, we can do an on-site podcast with Gary.
Just remember to bring the booster seat for Mike.
No, everybody's coming down to my level. Fuck booster seat. Everybody's coming down to me.
How about
You
we
will
just
not be
sit?
taller than I am tall.
I got a little
Listen,
studio
How
right
about
here.
we just sit on the floor?
And I'll stand up.
Yeah.
Beat you to it.
Oh
I
my
made it through
god.
22 years of military service. I always beat the punch.
Anyway, so Nate wanted to make sure everybody knew Nate is going to be in the States in April. So if you miss Nate and you want
Everybody
to
stay
hug
off the
that
streets.
big ass bear, he will be in North Carolina in April for
I'm
the-
bringing my tricycle. It's going to be
at the
very
range
entertaining.
complex.
Very entertaining.
Bro, but I got to give a bunch of thank yous to first of all of y'all for having me on, to everybody that supported me over the past 20 years. I've had so many people that have printed out my packets and given them to, Corey Lewandowski, to Eric Trump, Pam Bondi, to Donald Trump, everybody, so many people just printed my packets and says, hey, can you get this to the president? People that have supported me, friends of mine. I got to thank everybody behind the scenes that did everything that they could. I got to thank Sarah Carter for writing that article that got all this rolling, back in 2019 in August. The Warrior Defense Project, which represented me in filing my pardon, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Adicott, who's my attorney. took my case on pro bono and pushed it. I mean, just there's so many people I need to thank that I can't, and it's just everybody. Thank you a million freaking times. Thank you, because this is the best feeling I've ever had.
Awesome.
By the way, who sent me a message right away saying that he was super, super, super happy, almost crying for you. Tess.
Who's that? Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Dude, Tess is awesome. Yeah, she sent me some messages too. That was awesome. I was like, I
I'm
can't
so
believe.
happy for him.
Yep. That is so awesome. I love that woman.
Yeah, she's awesome. But
I love that woman.
no, so anyways, hey guys, we just wanted to bring everybody into the good news. If you haven't read in the, in the newspapers or in our Instagrams or whatever that might be, Gary, that was in episode 10, is now here in episode 14, which was actually, it's not quick. It was more than a few months later, because we don't do episodes all the time. So, and he got pardoned, and it's amazing. It shows you the resiliency, like Mike was saying. If you look in the dictionary, resiliency, right, Mike? It should be Gary Brugman. I mean, 20 years of struggling with not only anxiety, uncertainty, depression. I mean, you name it, but he kept fighting. He didn't quit. He kept fighting. And like he said, it's not like he never thought about it. But when he caught himself trying to do something stupid, he just found a way of moving forward and fighting. And then, of course, surrounded himself, which is what a lot of people should do, with people that will actually lift you up and not just bring you down. And that's what he did. And that's why he's here right now. 20 years later, he is pardoned, and he is a success story right there.
Thanks,
and
brother.
lady, he's cute as fuck.
And he's single.
That I
He's
am.
really 45, not 54.
And actually, he's a hidden character on Tinder. You have to swipe up and left and then back down
He
again.
doesn't use just for men. It's all natural, ladies.
That's true too. That's true too.
That's right,
I ain't
ladies.
45, maybe 1945.
He's like finding that rare classic car in Texas.
All right,
no
that's
rust.
enough out of you guys.
Yeah, that's
All right, that's enough out of you.
he likes to wear cowboy boots and cowboy hat and a big cowboy buckle.
He's also the inventor of assless chaps for a reason.
You know, that whole assless chaps thing.
Isn't that bullshit? All chaps are assless.
All chaps are assless. All
fucking
chaps
stupid.
Are assless. If they weren't assless, they wouldn't be chaps.
Why are we letting that secret out? Gary Brugman invented assless chaps.
That's right. That's right. That's our story. We're sticking to it.
Roger that.
Anyways, hey, Mike, you got anything you want to throw out there? Anything you got going on or whatever?
It's been a great episode, man. It's great to get back with the crew. It's a great way to come back and celebrate Gary Brugman's pardon. I mean, it's infectious. The energy, the life that he now has back in him compared to episode 10. Please go back and watch that one. It's a great episode till now, and then come back and see this one, man. It's night and day. You can see even my demeanor from episode 10 to now. That's how infectious Gary's personality is now that he's got all that weight lifted off of him. So no, I don't have nothing but that. And again, congratulations. I'm so ecstatic. Again, here's to you.
Thanks, brother. Oh, and remember, never, ever, ever let the bastards wear you down.
There you go.
Right. And before we leave, shout out to our sponsors, Nous, Defions Group, Uptown Auto Glass, and of course, to a lot of the people that we support, such like the Green Beret Foundation, Special Forces Foundation, Warriors on the Fly, Off-Road Outreach. Gary, any specific foundations or organizations you want to send a shout out to?
Again, Nous Defions Group, and I want to thank my buddy Vince Vargas, his veteran. He's got a company called Veteran, just to make you a better veteran.
Okay.
And yeah, and that's about it, man. Just everybody, God bless.
All right. And of course, Big Daddy Roughneck, we got to send a big shout out to him. He's been, your partner in crime in your podcast. So, we got
your man, Big Daddy Roughneck.
But anyways, everybody, thank you for listening to this episode. We really appreciate You know, I know that we're in the holiday season and a lot of people start feeling down, but you know what? There's good things out there. Just go and find them, find a new purpose, reach out to a buddy, make a phone call, send a text, do whatever you need to do. And whatever you do, do not cash out. Take it away, Nate.
Thank you to our main sponsors, Nous Finance Group LLC, Uptown Auto Glass,
Dad asked, you have a plan? He said, I do. Gonna go protect this land. This song is for you.